so much and running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older.
Jay-Z might be one of the greatest rappers ever, but recently, he might have taken a serious loss, and this time, it's not about music or money. It's about a man named Rymir Satterthwaite, a 30-year-old from New Jersey, who has been claiming for years that Jay-Z is his biological father. This situation didn't just start overnight. It's been ongoing for over a decade, and now it's finally picking up steam again. Only this time, it's in a courtroom where Jay might be forced to face the truth. Let's go back to the beginning. Rye's mother, Wanda Satterthwaite, has always maintained that she met Jay-Z back in 1992. At the time, he wasn't the billionaire mogul we know today.
Ask for money. I don't do interviews just saying, hey Jay-Z, give me your money, or I'm coming after Jay-Z for his money. I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth. And if I can't go to the courts and get the truth, like, what is it really? Why are you? What is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over.
He was still Rymir Carter, just a young rapper from Brooklyn trying to make it in the music industry. According to Wanda, they met in Philadelphia when she was just 16 years old, and Jay was around 22. She says they spent time together, things got physical, and she ended up pregnant. She claims that when she tried to contact him afterward, he was gone completely out of reach. She didn't even realize who he really was until he became famous years later, and she saw him on TV.
Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for Jay-Z. So in a series of tweets, Nicki Minaj is claiming that Jay-Z owes her 100 to 200 million. She tweeted, Jay-Z, call me to settle the karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though. Let's get it. N-word. And anyone still calling him whole will answer to God for the blasphemy.
That's when she realized the man she had a fling with was now a global superstar. Ever since then, Wanda and her son have been trying to get a paternity test. But according to them, Jay-Z's legal team kept avoiding it, either not responding or shutting things down with technical legal arguments. That's why Rye's case has taken so long to reach this point. You might be wondering, if this has been going on for so long, why is everyone suddenly talking about it now? Well, here's the deal. Rye was finally granted permission by a court to reopen the case. That's a big move because for years, he kept getting blocked due to minor issues, missing paperwork, filing errors, or claims that the court didn't have the power to make Jay-Z take a DNA test.
Alleged 30-year-old son Rymir Carter is sharing new details about the affair his late mother Wanda allegedly had with the rapper back in 1992. In a signed 2015 affidavit, Wanda claims that she met Jay-Z, who at the time went by Rock, in Philadelphia through her friend. She alleges that she and Jay-Z had protected sex, but that the protection broke when she was just 16 and he was 22. She also described the 2-bedroom apartment she claims Hove drove her to and the exact fit he wore.
But now, a judge has given Jay-Z an official deadline to respond to the paternity claim. He has until July 18th to address it. That's the first time the court has directly ordered him to be involved. For Rye, who has been fighting this battle since he was a teenager, this is the first real chance at getting answers. Here's where things get a little strange. Jay-Z is usually very quick to shut down any false rumors about him. Whether it's gossip about his business or wild conspiracy theories, he doesn't stay quiet for long. For example, when his name got dragged into that whole situation with Diddy and a disturbing old allegation involving a teenager, Jay's team handled it fast with lawyers and public statements.
I believe wholeheartedly that Jay's your father. I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like it's not far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like this can't take nobody not saying nothing.
Let's be honest, if you were a billionaire and someone claimed to be your child, and you knew it wasn't true, wouldn't you take a DNA test to shut it down immediately? It's a simple thing to do. But Jay hasn't done that. Instead, his lawyers have been arguing about technicalities, things like the case being filed in the wrong state or at the wrong time, rather than just agreeing to take the test. And that's what has people raising eyebrows. Already know 50 Cent couldn't stay out of this. He jumped into the conversation on social media and posted about the case, poking fun at Jay-Z. He wrote something slick like, "Now we know why his name was trending the other day." Classic 50, always trolling but sometimes speaking the truth. Everyone else is too scared to say. But then Nicki Minaj reposted it. And she didn't just repost it for laughs. She added a caption that said, "To God be the glory." That raised a lot of questions. Why would she say something like that in this context? Well, some fans believe it's deeper than it looks. There have been rumors that Nicki and Jay's company, Roc Nation, haven't been on good terms for years. Whispers say Roc Nation tried to block her opportunities, mess with her image, and even spread rumors about her. So her comment felt more like payback than just a random reaction. Things got even more intense when a video surfaced online showing the daughter of Roc Nation's CEO spilling the tea. She talked about shady things going on behind the scenes, people being protected, secrets being kept, and others being sacrificed to protect the big name. That video gave people even more reason to believe that something fishy is going on. As if things weren't already messy, Beyoncé's name has now been pulled into this drama, and not by a gossip blog, but by someone close to Rye himself, his godmother. According to her, someone from Beyoncé's camp once told Rye to go away, little boy. That alone is enough to raise concerns, but it gets worse. The godmother also claimed that someone came to her home late at night. They said they wanted to talk about the case. Now, let's be real, who does that unless they're trying to send a message? It's not a casual visit. It feels more like an attempt to scare someone off or shut things down quietly. Why go to such lengths unless there's something to hide? If everything was clean and above board, a simple DNA test would end this. But instead, it looks like there's pressure being applied to keep this under wraps. Let's take a serious look at the original claim again. In 1992, Wanda says Jay-Z took her from Philadelphia to Brooklyn, and that's when she got pregnant. The kicker? She was only 16, and Jay-Z was 22. That's not just a bad look, it's potentially illegal. Depending on the laws in the states involved, this could be considered a criminal offense. If it turns out Jay-Z really is the father, it could open a whole new can of legal trouble, not just in civil court, but possibly in criminal court too. And that might explain why his team has avoided the DNA test so hard. Think about it, one swab could answer everything. But instead, it's been years of court arguments, delays, and behind the scenes, moves to avoid going in front of a judge. At one point, Jay-Z's lawyers argued that he didn't own any property in New Jersey. That was important because Rye had filed the case there. If Jay didn't have any connection to that state, the court couldn't force him to take a DNA test. Pretty smart move. But then Rye's team came with a curveball. In a book written by Beyoncé's mom, Tina Knowles, she mentioned that Jay-Z once had a home in New Jersey. Boom! If that's true, then Jay's team wasn't telling the full truth, and Tina may have accidentally exposed a key detail that could hurt their argument. This isn't just about property, it's about whether Jay can keep dodging this test. And with the court finally saying he has to respond, the time might be running out. Here's one thing people really respect about Rye. He's never once said he wants money from Jay-Z. He's made it clear that all he wants is the truth. He wants to know where he came from, who his father is, and why he's been ignored all these years. That's powerful. It's not about a check, it's about identity. Rye has even taken his case all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. That's how serious he is. He's not just making noise, he's taking every legal step possible to get answers. He's gone up against high-powered lawyers, delays, and silence, and he still hasn't given up. Now, let's talk about what could happen if a DNA test shows that Jay-Z really is Rye's father. The consequences would be massive. First, the legal side. Wanda was 16 at the time. And if the story is true, Jay-Z could face questions about whether laws were broken. It could become a federal case, especially since she says he took her across state lines. Second, the public image. Jay-Z has spent years building a reputation as a smart businessman, a father, a husband, and someone who gives back to the community. But this case could shake all of that. People might start to see him differently. His whole image as a family man could take a major hit. Third, the legacy. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have built a dynasty from music to business to their children. But this kind of scandal could change the way people see that legacy. If he's been hiding a son all these years, it could create tension not just with the public, but possibly even within the family. Right now, this story is blowing up online. People are reading court documents, watching interviews, and debating the whole thing. Some folks are fully in Rye's corner. They say he's been honest, respectful, and patient, and that it's time he gets the truth. One person commented, "Rye doesn't want money. He just wants the truth." That's powerful. Another wrote, "If Jay had nothing to hide, why avoid the DNA test for 10 years? These aren't just trolls. These are regular people who feel like they're watching a real-life David V's Goliath story. Now that Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent, and even members of the Rock Nation inner circle are chiming in, the pressure is on. Jay-Z's team can't hide behind legal arguments forever. The public wants answers, and so does the court. For Rye, this is more than a legal case. It's about getting closure after a lifetime of wondering and waiting. And finally, after all this time, he might be closer than ever to getting it. Is Jay-Z hiding something? Or is this just a misunderstood situation that's gotten out of control? Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear: people care, and the world is watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below.